Texas, your 2022 USL champions!
San Antonio FC held a championship party on the Riverwalk last night in big board sports. Poppin' Spurs played at the Trailblazers last night. We pick it up in the fourth quarter. Keldon Johnson misses, but Jakob Poeltl tips it in, and the Spurs lead 106-100. Jak had a career-high 31 points and 14 boards. Later on, former Spur Drew Eubanks gets the hoop and foul on Jakob. Free throw was good, and the Blazers lead by 1. Less than 3:30 left in the game now, and Damian Lillard hits a 29-foot step-back three, putting the Blazers on top 110-106. And Portland hangs on to win this one 117-110, handing San Antonio its second straight loss.
Yeah, it's tough because we felt like we had that game. We just couldn't close it out. We kind of gave them momentum in the fourth quarter, and they took advantage of it. They ran away with it, got the crowd behind them, and it feels like we didn't have a response for it.
He's super aggressive. And, it was just attacking all night, and took advantage of the way they're guarding him. He's aggressive like that. He's tough to stop. So it's been great. And I think we're going to see a lot more of that throughout the year.
Up next, the Spurs will play the Sacramento Kings tomorrow night at 9 local time. Now, Terrence Davis scored 31 points off the bench and sparked a big second quarter run that helped the Sacramento Kings race past the New Jersey Nets 153-121 last night for their fourth straight win. The Kings had their highest scoring game in nearly 30 years. Sacramento has won 7 of 9 following an 0-4 start to coach Mike Brown's first season. Actually, I meant the Brooklyn Nets. San Antonio FC's celebration for winning their first ever United Soccer League championship continued last night in true Spurs style with their own river parade. Fans were encouraged to gather at the Arneson River Theater as SAFC made their way down the river with the trophy to meet up with their fans along the San Antonio River Walk, and they got to do it with the backdrop of all the Christmas lights.
It just means the world that everyone came out and showed their support for us just like they did in the final. And we're going to do it again next year because this was no accident. I love this group. Everyone believes in this group. And the mentality monsters are here to stay. It's just the beginning.
After all the speeches, some of the players decided to go for a swim by jumping in the river with the trophy. Designated Bidders LLC, a group formed by local San Antonio business executives, has agreed to acquire the San Antonio Missions from longtime franchise owner Dave Elmore and the Elmore Group. The new Missions ownership group include Bruce Hill, Randy Smith, Bob Cohen, Graham Weston, Spurs legends and basketball Hall of Famers David Robinson and family, and Manu Ginobili, plus Peter J. Holt, along with numerous San Antonio civic leaders. Now, Ryan Sanders Baseball, owned by the families of Major League Baseball Hall of Famer native Texan Nolan Ryan, CEO Reed Ryan, and Don Sanders will join designated bidders as owners and operators of the San Antonio Missions. That's a big get right there.
Man, that's some big names.
Right?
A lot of names.
Yep.
David and Manu. Mm-hmm. Manu gonna learn how to throw a fastball.
How cool is that?
Wing went up there about 99.
Probably. He's a great athlete.
You're right.
Thanks, Larry.
Cases of hepatitis C, they're on the rise. However, it's a disease that can be cured with medication. However, most patients can't get it. We're going to take a look at the hurdles ahead in the next half hour.
Overseas to Ukraine and the war with Russia, Poland's president now saying there is no indication that a missile was deliberately fired into a Polish farmland. Poland suggests it could be a Russian-made missile. However, as ABC's Im Wynn reports, it may not have been fired by Russian forces.
Poland's president now calling the deadly missile strike that exploded near its border with Ukraine an unfortunate accident that doesn't appear to be an intentional attack. 2 people on the farm were killed. The aftermath, this huge crater as officials continue assessing how a missile landed in a Polish village. Polish President Andrzej Duda saying most likely it was a Russian-made missile, but there's no evidence it was fired by the Russian side, saying there's a high chance it was a counter-defense missile fired by Ukrainian forces. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg confirming Duda's remarks, though still laying blame on Russia.
Let me be clear. This is not Ukraine's fault. Russia bears ultimate responsibility as it continues its illegal war against Ukraine.
The missile strike could have had wider implications on Russia's war with Ukraine, as Poland is a NATO member, potentially dragging the alliance directly into the conflict. Russia is denying any responsibility. Tuesday, Ukraine's military fought back against a barrage of more than 90 missiles launched by Russia, using their missile defenses to shoot many of them down. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin pledging increased air defense support for Ukraine.
We must do more to meet Ukraine's urgent air defense needs.
Russia has been increasingly targeting Ukraine's power grid and water systems, which military experts say is a strategy to inflict pain on the Ukrainian people as winter approaches. Emlyn, ABC News, Washington.
Former President Donald Trump running for president again. It's his third campaign for the White House. Several hundred supporters at his Mar-a-Lago club on hand in Florida for the announcement last night. Trump entering this race at a moment when he faces multiple criminal investigations and some political vulnerability. The timing comes when the GOP midterm candidates he elevated during this year's primaries in large part failed to win. In his remarks last night, Trump referred to an invasion on the border and earned cheers when he vowed to crack down on the opioid crisis by extending the death penalty to drug dealers.
Now you're looking at another bus full of asylum seekers that arrived in Pennsylvania early this morning. They were bused from Texas. Local organizations in Philadelphia have been preparing for more migrants to arrive. They'll be allowed to stay at a shelter where they can access emergency health screenings and other resources. Governor Greg Abbott said more sanctuary cities will be added as drop-off locations for asylum seekers.
Inflation may be showing some signs of peaking ahead of the holiday shopping season. A retail and e-commerce analyst says wholesale prices easing up is a good sign. While prices are still high, wholesale prices saw their smallest increase since July of 2021. The news comes after Walmart and Home Depot posted better than expected quarterly earnings this week. As shoppers gear up for Black Friday, many retailers are already offering steep discounts to draw in the customers.
Isn't it better to go Christmas shopping when it sort of feels like Christmas like it does these past few days?
It kind of feels like an early Christmas. It's not even Thanksgiving.
That's true. These cool numbers are arriving a little bit earlier this year, which is, it's just been an interesting year all the way around. It's been so dry. It was hot during the summer, and now we're getting these cold temperatures kind of settling in here for a while. You look across the state of Texas right now, a lot of places are in the 40s and 50s, even at this noon hour. So 51 Dallas, 46 Lubbock, 46 up there in Amarillo, and a large portion of the country dealing with cool weather. We talked about this yesterday, and it hasn't changed. 25 in Omaha, 32 Minneapolis. It's not bitterly cold, but cool nonetheless. And the warm spots are still relegated to the far southern reaches of Florida, where it's 85 in Miami. That is by far the warm spot across the country. As we go outside for you, partly cloudy skies here in town, 54 degrees. Dew point is still low. The air is still dry, 29. Northeasterly winds at 13. And winds have been gusting to 20 right now here in town. And rain chances, as we look forward here, very small chance coming up tomorrow morning. Another opportunity Friday afternoon, just light showers. That'll be the case on Saturday, too. But Saturday is going to be a raw day. A lot of clouds, chance of rain, and some cold temperatures to go with it. Then we have some small rain chances as we head into next week. And as we move closer to Thanksgiving, still some questions as to how that will play out. We'll probably have a better idea here in the coming days. More on the 7-day forecast, and we'll look at temperatures coming up here in just a bit, guys.
Thank you, Justin. More people are testing positive for hepatitis C. However, even though it's treatable, not all patients are getting the medication. ABC's Justin Finch takes a look at the hurdles that people are facing and what's being done about it.
Hepatitis C, a virus that can lead to severe liver damage and cancer, has been on the rise in recent years. While deadly if untreated, the disease can be cured by a well-tolerated medication. Unfortunately, fewer than 1 in 3 people with hepatitis C are receiving treatment within 1 year of their diagnosis. This is regardless of whether they have private insurance, Medicare, or Medicaid. Primary care physicians can easily prescribe the medication. However, due to prior authorization hurdles, providers and patients face barriers. The CDC is urging that eligibility and prior authorization restrictions be removed to increase equitable access to this life-saving medication. While hepatitis C is commonly associated with injection drug users, anyone that comes into contact with infected blood can contract the virus. The CDC is recommending that all adults in the U.S. be tested at least once in their lifetime, regardless of risk factors. With this Medical Minute, I'm Justin Finch, ABC News.
Hey, coming up, the San Antonio Brahmas of the XFL getting ready to play in February. They were bullish on quarterbacks in the first round of the draft. Larry Mears with more on that coming up.
A beloved film series that starred Tim Allen is now a series, and it debuted today, where you can watch it after the break.
Comedian Tim Allen reprising his role as Santa Claus for a new series.
It's based on the Santa Claus film franchise, and it debuts on Disney Plus today. It's 6 half-hour episodes with the Santa Clauses, and it picks up with Allen's character presiding over Christmas from the North Pole with his wife and their kids. Allen made 3 Santa Claus movies over 12 years, starting back in 1994.
The first film predates the voice work he contributed for the Toy Story film franchise.
There's some additions to a famous Thanksgiving tradition this year.
Several new floats will make an appearance at the 96th annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Designers are putting their final touches before the week. Wonder Bread is debuting its Wonder Ship, a clear dome filled with balls and confetti. There's a baby shark float. Oh, Justin likes that one. Toys R Us is back with a new Jeffrey called Jeffrey's Dazzling Dance Party.
He's going to be the DJ, and Jordan Sparks is going to perform. Designers have been working for months to execute these visions. There's your baby shark, Justin.
Well, that song, that'll never get out of your head.
No.
Stays there forever. How about Jeffrey DJing?
How's that song go?
Baby shark. No.
Don't do it.
I'm not going to do it.
We'll be there all day.
Oh, if you have kids, you know this too well. 54 degrees so far today. 42 was the low this morning. It was a chilly start. 71 and 50 are the averages. Records are 86 and 26 set back in 1938 and 1970. We are not going to be anywhere near the 80s for the foreseeable future. Another look at that 7-day forecast and the weekend forecast coming up.
I don't know how you get much better than this after you've been through what we went through all summer long.
You know, I keep thinking about that. I will not be complaining that it's cold outside at all.
And
it was brutal, starting like in, April?
May. Yeah.
I don't know.
We've been talking about how we're below average.
Yeah.
Yes, good.
Yeah. I think a lot of people feel that way. It can be a touch warmer in my book, but no one's asking me, okay? I think you're right. I think most people are enjoying this beautiful weather. We've got blue skies, maybe a few clouds out there right now, and temperatures are sitting right now at 54 degrees. 53 Stinson, 54 Kelly, 53 at Randolph. We've been in the 50s this week, and this trend continues. Northeasterly winds, too, by the way, which make it feel a little bit chillier, especially in the mornings. 56 Comfort, 57 Rio Medina, 55 Devine, 54 in Pleasanton, 56 in Uvalde. Pretty steady temperatures as you go across the area. And there's a look at some of those gusty winds I mentioned. Not huge winds here, but gusting to 20 miles per hour at the airport, gusting to 21 over there at Randolph and New Braunfels. Also looking at 20 mile per hour wind gusts. What can you expect the rest of today? Bump temperatures up just a little bit because we are seeing more sun. So I think probably upper 50s is a good bet. By 3, 4 o'clock, you pick the kids up from school, it all looks good. 53 degrees, 6 p.m., down into the 40s tonight. 44 by midnight. We'll probably drop into the low 40s before it's all said and done. Maybe some 30s out there again tomorrow morning. Water vapor shows we got a little piece of energy out here around parts of California, Arizona, Mexico. That's going to swing through tomorrow morning, and that's why we have a very small chance of a sprinkle or a shower. There's just not a lot of moisture to work with. Things are so dry, chances are we're not going to see anything out of this. But we are getting a good, steady diet of those high clouds. Most of the high clouds, as it stands right now, are just south of San Antonio. But we'll see these off and on next couple of days, and then we'll add in some thicker low clouds as we get into Friday and Saturday, and things will really start to cloud up, and it's going to be a pretty gray stretch. There's a look at the satellite picture, and those high clouds are just south of San Antonio right now. So here's a look at our forecast. This afternoon stays partly cloudy. And then tomorrow morning, clouds thicken up at least for a brief period, and that's when we could see a sprinkle or two, maybe a shower. And then we'll be right on the edge of the clouds tomorrow, so temperatures will be a little bit tricky. But I think we probably do see some sun here in San Antonio tomorrow afternoon. Then as we get into Friday, that's when the clouds really, as I said, start to thicken up. It gets gray, and then we may start to add in a few showers into the forecast Friday afternoon. Saturday is when our best shot at rain will arrive. as more energy moves in. A couple things to note here. Yes, we have a small chance of rain. Anything we see is going to be very light, about a 30% chance of showers, but high temperatures only in the 40s. And at this point, the models are trending cooler, so we could be talking about mid-40s here for highs on Saturday. Beware. And that goes into Saturday afternoon, too. Sunday, we'll call it mostly cloudy, high temperatures in the 50s, so a little bit of a change there. And going into next week, I think cool to start the week. There are some indications it gets a little bit warmer as we head towards Thanksgiving. The big question will be rain. Models can't really agree on when we may see our next shot at rain. We'll keep you posted there, but nothing yet that gives us any sort of definitive idea other than to say, I think we'll see some showers Monday and Tuesday. Right now, just a 20% chance. Between now and then, some sprinkles tomorrow, clouds Friday, 30% chance of showers Saturday, and I point out that temperature, 45 for a high. Some places in the hill country may not get out of the 30s on Saturday.
Ooh. All right.
Yep.
Speaking of cold and Larry and the Cowboys, how cold was it in Green Bay on Sunday?
It wasn't too bad. I think when I went live at 11, it was around 25, 26 degrees.
That's all?
It wasn't bad because the wind wasn't blowing.
Oh.
So it really wasn't that bad. It was crisp. I love it. I love the cold weather, so. I mean, I love the warm weather as well, but there's something about cold weather. Hey, speaking of cold, the Spurs were kind of cold when it came to protecting the ball last night. They had 19 turnovers, resulting in 25 points for the Blazers. And in the NFL, so is Jerry Jones, is he going to go after Odell Beckham Jr. or what? We got it coming up. The Spurs are 3-4 on the road this season after losing at Portland last night, 110-107. San Antonio led by as many as 12 points in the first quarter and by 6 in the fourth, but 4 fourth quarter turnovers led to 8 points for the Blazers, and that helped them come back to win.
I think just getting on the same page will definitely help. Continue to watch film and learn with each other. Continue to, build that chemistry. We'll get there one day for sure.
I mean, it's about every single individual becoming more solid. It's about developing chemistry more and more, just taking pride in it. I guess it's important to take care of the ball. We know it's tough because we move the ball so much. Like eventually, it's going to happen, but. Can't have nights like tonight where we fueling their runs with our turnovers. Like we gotta try and keep that to a minimum.
And that final was 117-110. So the Kings will host the Spurs tomorrow night at 9 local time.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
For the first time in Dallas Cowboys history, they lost the game after holding a 14-point fourth quarter lead after the Packers beat them 31-28 in overtime. Not the return Mike McCarthy was looking for. CeeDee Lamb had what Cowboys owner Jerry Jones is calling the best game of his career with 2 touchdowns and 150 yards, even though he failed to flatten out his route that led to one of Dak Prescott's 2 interceptions. Does his performance alter the plans of Cowboys to sign free agent Odell Beckham Jr.?
I don't think so. A talent like Beckham is additive, and it just stacks on top of whatever. Now, we thought a lot of CD. Your question was, does the performance? No, we thought and think a lot of what he's capable of being for this team. And Beckham is really the whole nature of it is, can he get us substantively above where we are? And the answer is we'll see how that is.
Did he answer the question? Next up, the Cowboys have to face the 8-1 Minnesota Vikings on the road Sunday at 3:25 p.m. The XFL held its first ever quarterback draft, and the San Antonio Brahmas selected Juwan Pass and Anthony Russo. Pass played his college ball in Louisville, then a graduate season with Prairie View A&M. Russo participated in Carolina Panthers rookie minicamp this spring after playing at Temple and Michigan State from 2017 to 2021.
What's up, San Antonio fans? I'm Anthony Russo.
Juwan Pass, what's up, y'all?
Can't wait to get down there, get to work. We're sitting here with Coach Hines Ward. Excited to play for him. Excited to get down to the Alamo Dome, get that place jumping, show you fans what we're all about, and get some wins and bring a championship back to San Antonio.
No doubt, man. Glad to be a part of that city, man. Can't wait to bring a lot of wins to that city, man. Get ready.
The XFL draft continues today and tomorrow.
So that's 2 quarterbacks fired up.
Yeah, bringing championships already. I love it.
Do it.
Wonder if they're additively.
I don't know.
Jerry Jones making up words as he goes.
He's good at it.
Yeah, he is. Speaking of good at it.
Counting money, counting money. This is
That's what
free
they're good
money
at.
for you. And don't worry, it'll be the real thing, not this stunt money. We're going to tell you how you can win $500.
Wouldn't it be fun if that was real? Anyway, yeah. All right, we have got Thanksgiving coming up, and the best part of the meal is the dessert. And Maribel Valencia, pardon me, from Sweet Maid is here. Decorate. Those are so beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So what we're doing today is going to be a lattice, but a little tip is instead of just doing a crimped edge, which is very traditional, very basic, you can take a cookie cutter, cut out some maple leaves, some flowers. You can even write Happy Thanksgiving on your crust. It kind of just brings it to the next level.
Great way to kind of hide that crust.
That as well. Yeah, exactly.
But
Exactly.
we will go the next step and learn how to do the lattice. She's going to teach us on that. So everybody wants some scraps from the table. The little furry friends. Kim Hinsey is here from the San Antonio Humane Society. And do's and don'ts about feeding pets.
Yes, what's safe, what's not so safe for your sweet furry friends. We're going to go over all of that coming up next.
Okay, and a couple little ones to adopt.
Yes, and our Jen Tobias Stresky is out live with ways to decorate for your Thanksgiving guests.
The do's and don'ts for entertaining, whether for Friendsgiving or Thanksgiving. We've got you covered here at Rancho Diaz with all their latest items. Yep, we're going shopping.
Feast your eyes.
Yeah, feast being the key word right there. Yeah,
we crunch wrap. Doesn't that look good if you could only smell it?
Los Carnalitos is here, and we're going to show you that and a few other yummy dishes. All that and more when SA Live continues in just a few minutes.
How do I take a bite?
Carefully.
Don't forget our KSAT Community Share the Shoes campaign going on right now. You can donate a new pair of shoes or socks to a child in need.
All you have to do is take your donation to any of the San Antonio Police substations through December 16th. The donation drive benefits Zapatos, how you pronounce that, which works with schools to help kids get the shoes that they need. And with these cold temperatures, think about that.
Might throw in some boots.
Yeah.
You can find more information on the KSAT community page. It's at ksat.com.
All right, we're at 56 now, up around 58 this afternoon. A little bit more sun, and then tomorrow the clouds fill in, especially in the mornings. Some morning sprinkles possible. A lot more clouds though by Friday and Saturday, and that drags temperatures down. A little shot of cooler air on Saturday too. 30% chance of showers. Plan your weekend accordingly. It's gonna be chilly, especially on Saturday, guys.
All right, thank you, Justin, and thank you for watching the news at noon with us.
Got teary-eyed and my mouth started watering when I saw those pies. Those were some good-looking pies.
Some great ideas, and they're not that difficult to do.
SA Live starts right
now.
Celebrate San Antonio. Coming to you live from historic Market Square. This is SA Live.
Oh, look at the sweet kisses. Hello and happy Wednesday. It's your daily dose of cuteness there.
Did you see how she was just like moving the camera? Pink outfit and all that stuff.
How are you? Hello. Yes. Okay. Good afternoon. I'm Fiona Gorstiza.
And I'm Mike Osterhage. All right, Thanksgiving prep week continues, and that got us thinking, because we always have our favorite sides and best way to cook the turkey and everything, but is there a side that you're kind of like going, I'll pass?
Green beans.
You don't like green bean casserole?
Yeah, I don't. Sorry. I know.
I'm not a fan of the mushroom. My mom years ago used to do dressing, but it was oyster dressing. And have oysters in the dressing right there. No.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are going, oh, yeah, they agree with you on that one. So
that one.
Let us know what your least favorite Thanksgiving side is at SA Live KSAT on Facebook and Twitter. You might see some of those a little later in the show.
All right, best part of the meal sometimes is the dessert. And boy, do we have some goodies here.
Yes, Marie Valencia, owner of Sweet Maid Company, is showing us what's on their menu and sharing some tips for taking your own pies. Look at that right there, to the next level. We're going to show you how you can do that. Yeah.
Now can I taste?
Yes, now you can taste. What do we have in front of us here?
So we have our pumpkin pie and then our very popular lattice-topped apple on the other side.
And this is Grandma's recipe?
That is my grandma's recipe, yes.
Okay. And this is the first pie you ever made, right?
Yes.
Pumpkin?
Yes.
Okay.
First pie I ever made was a pumpkin pie. It was her recipe. I've been making family pie since I was 8.
Is that a lot of the nutmeg in there?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and
to dress up the edges, and notice the edge right there, how beautiful that looks. Not the little crimp thing where you do either the fork or your fingers or something like that. So you said you can just do the little cutouts, right?
Yes. So, I mean, it's super cheap. You can buy even cookie cutters on Amazon. They'll leave a little imprint. That's what we do for ours. We're going to do our maple leaves here, but we're also going to be learning how to do a lattice top today. Sometimes people have a little trouble with it. It's, you know.
And this is an example kind of
This
that,
is what
right?
it's going to look like when it's finished right here. Absolutely.
So that's the lattice top. Okay.
Yes.
You said parchment paper.
Parchment paper to start off, yes. The reason for the parchment paper and why we're not doing it on our pie is because once you're done, you can stick it in the freezer. You can pick it up like a plate and throw it right on top of all your apples, ready to go. Trim it, put your leaves, stick it in the oven. So the way that we're going to do it is we're going to fold down every other piece.
Okay.
All the way to the end, and then you're going to grab either a braided piece, a straight piece, and you're just going to line it up right in the middle, like that. And then you're going to fold all those pieces back over. And then you're going to take every other one on the opposite side and do the exact same. Once you do this a couple times, I mean, you're just lightning speed.
And you were saying if you use a store-bought or even frozen pie crust, make sure it is nice and thawed before you try
Yes,
this.
you want your pie dough to be movable. If it is frozen, you won't be able to cut your lattice strips. You won't be able to do any braided pieces. You can't cut anything out. It will just crack. It'll be broken. So you want to make sure that it's thawed out.
Okay. And
then you'll do it on the other side, obviously, once we do
you
this.
just kind of keep going, right?
Exactly. Once you're all the way to the edge, I mean, you don't have to get right up on the edge. You're going to cut that part off once you get it on your pie. But you want to get, you know, about an inch away here.
Okay.
You can add braided pieces, and then you're going to just turn your pie dough around and repeat on the other side. It's going to look like this when it's finished.
Now, I notice we don't have any like bench flour on here. You don't really need it?
Not with the parchment paper.
Okay.
When you're rolling it out, you might need a little, depending on what kind of fat is in your pie dough. If we use butter, you'll likely need flour. If you use shortening, that doesn't stick very much to your surface. So it just kind of depends on what you're using.
Okay. And so what flavors of pie do you make, and what's here?
So here we have our traditional apple, we have our pecan pie, and then this one is also an apple. This is our demonstration pie, but we do also offer pumpkin, we offer chocolate pecan, and then we also offer our maple bourbon. That was a new addition last year.
Is it here?
It's not here,
It's not here?
unfortunately. It's not here, unfortunately, but it is on our menu. We do have limited quantities this year.
Because you only make how many?
This year we're only doing 100 pies total.
100 pies total because they're all made by you, right?
Yes.
So you
I
wanna
am
get those
solo
orders
in the kitchen. I am solo in the kitchen.
And once they're gone, they're gone. And
Yes.
last orders are this Saturday, right?
Yes, so that's when pre-orders are over. That's when, you know, you have your kind of pick of the pies, and then after that, whatever quantities we have left of, you know, the pies that we're making, if we don't have any more maple bourbon, we're not making anymore. All of our pies will be made this weekend, but we want to get our lists in so we can do our shopping, do our prep work all on time.
So we stick this in the freezer and then put it on top of the pie.
Yes.
And then as far as trimming the edges, you want to wait till it thaws a little bit, or you can just kind of break them off?
Wait till it thaws a little bit. You don't want to leave it in the freezer too long. It will be firm, but it won't be frozen. So you'll put it on top, grab some scissors. That's the easiest way. Just, you know, trim the edge, and then you can roll out the scraps and create some of these little leaves, line them up, and make sure you egg wash your pies though. It will make them shiny. It'll make them shiny like this. Otherwise it looks very dry and dull.
So just egg wash the crust. If it's an old
Just
pie
the
like that,
crust,
you don't want to egg wash the pecans on there.
Crust
obviously.
only. You only want to egg wash the crust, exactly.
And then you also bake cakes too, right?
Yes, we do. That is our main source of business.
Cakes, wedding cakes?
Wedding cakes, yes. In Texas, wedding season is not in the summer. Nobody wants to get married out here in the heat. So we're actually busy. Pies are our side hustle right now. We're in the middle of our wedding season, so we're working on both at the same time.
All right. Well, tell folks how they can get in touch with you and place that order.
You can get in touch with us. You can go to our Instagram. The link in our bio is going to have an inquiry form that will send you to a pie ordering page. I respond to all those inquiries personally, so make sure to keep an eye on your email once you send that in.
All right.
Good apple pie.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Again, don't forget the deadline to order Thanksgiving pies from Sweet Maid is this Saturday, November 19th. For more, head to our website, SALive.com, or just click on that, the as seen on
QR
SA Live and the QR code. Sorry. Yes, got there.
All right, well, eating is one half the battle. Decorating may be the other one if you're looking to add some vintage and modern pieces from around the globe to set up for your entertaining this Thanksgiving. One local shop can definitely help you out.
Yes, our Jen Tobias Stresky went out to Rancho Diaz at the Pearl for some tips.
That's right, we're here at Rancho Diaz, and whether you need something for an entertaining or a Friendsgiving, Thanksgiving, all the things, you can find that here. And I have owner Ginger Diaz joining me. Now, Ginger, what do you have? You have a gorgeous setup here.
Well, you know we love entertaining so much, and Thanksgiving is actually my favorite holiday because it's like Christmas without the stress.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
And it's all about food. So
yes.
we love to cook and we love to eat. So we laid out a few of our favorite things that we would use for Thanksgiving or Friendsgiving this year. This is a new thing that just came in. These beautiful tin napkin holders. You know,
Very
napkin holders
pretty.
used to not be something that I use, but I like this take on them.
Mm-hmm. And these items you find, for those who have not been here, but you go all over, right? You and your
All
husband love to
over.
travel.
We love to travel. We like to bring things back. We have things from Mexico, Morocco, India, everywhere, all around the world. Local makers. These are some of our local makers that make mustards, jellies, really great gifts for your family for Christmas or just to put out on your charcuterie board.
And then this is really cool. Tell me about that.
This is a bread warmer. So you put this in the oven, get it warm, and then put a tea towel in with your bread.
Wow.
And it keeps it warm during your meal. And these I love because they're not seasonal per se, but they kind of look like pumpkins.
Yes.
And our little fans that go inside, you don't have to keep them alive.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then you have some fun games I see here.
Yeah, so especially for Friendsgiving or Thanksgiving, we have this leather wrapped backgammon board.
Oh, look at that.
Also great for traveling to your family or friends, and all the pieces are in this little zipper pack.
Cute.
Then we have this glass enclosed card set, but my favorite is this domino case.
Oh, very nice.
That's made out of marble.
Yes. And then do you have any other favorites here? I know this one you said is...
This seed pod just came back in stock. It's one of our customers' favorites to lay out on a table or a dresser, really year round, but it definitely screams fall. And then we also, if you love mezcal or tequila as much as I do, we have these beautiful little glasses for mezcal or really any drink. And then these are really heavy and nice weighted, smaller for the smaller serving.
Yeah, and mezcal, obviously in your travels, I'm sure you guys came to love that, right?
Learn a lot.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people who travel and then take that
Bring the
in.
mezcal
Yes,
back, yes.
all about the mezcal.
Yes.
Speaking of, let's shift here because this is so cool. Tell me about this.
This is great for parties too because you put the stone in the freezer before the party, it gets cold. Keep your bottle in the freezer, and then when you take it out, the cold stone will keep your drinks cold as you're serving it to your guests.
That is so cool. Like you said, a conversation starter.
Yeah,
even,
people
too.
love those. And we have all the accoutrement for cocktails, the dried fruit pieces, so many different types of glassware. The fruit comes like this.
Oh, I love that.
Beautiful. And then we have all this vintage pottery, and some of these are, this is from San Miguel, this aloe bowl and plate. And then we also have these hand-painted plates from Guanajuato.
Beautiful. So you can come and get creative too with how you want to set up, right? It's all about that too. So for some people, it's the setup and then bringing people together. What is this here? This is
a beautiful tortilla
Oh, that's what I
holder.
thought it was. So pretty. Look at that. And then you still have plants that you sell here as well.
Yes, we still have plants every day. And I would say when you're setting your table, think about what color scheme you want. Start with 2 or 3 colors and then try to stick to that. And then you can add in little accents here and there. Our table this year is going to be this light blue aloe of that ceramic teacup or tea candle holder mixed with these orangey browns of this pottery and this. So that kind of sets the tone, and then you can add in little sprinkles of other.
That's a great idea. Any other tips for people who are setting up and maybe doing it for the first time? You know?
If you're doing it for your first time or your 100th time, just don't take it too seriously and just have fun. And if things don't get ready by the time you're ready to eat, let it go and have a glass of wine.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You're speaking my language right there. Yes, I love that. And then for people who haven't been here, can you let them know where you're located?
So we're in the historic Pearl. We're right on the corner of Avenue A and Pearl Parkway, right next to Dos Carolinas.
Well, for more information on Rancho Diaz, you can head over to SALive.com, click the As Seen on SA Live tab, or scan the QR code on your screen. Ginger, thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Neat store.
Right? And again, Rancho Diaz is located there at the Pearl, and you can get more information by visiting our website.
Of course. And head on over there, do a little bit of shopping, shop local. All right, still ahead on SA Live. It's your chance to win $500. One lucky SA Live viewer wins every Monday through Friday for the next few weeks. Your shot at free money is coming up.
But first, 2 San Antonio brothers bring their own twist to a trendy new dish. We get a taste and see how this family business has been growing. It's next on SA Live.